they would let me and my baby die.
Thank God she wasn't in the car. Falsifying information
is shady. Hey everyone, it's Channon Rose.
And Travis.
And in today's video, we are going to be exposing the out of a huge company.
That's right.
We are really appalled and disgusted about something that has gone down. I'm like still like it's affected me like emotionally because it's just such a huge company, and I think that it's sick that companies like this get away with these things. It's really, really messed up, and I want to expose with proof and evidence something that's personally happened to us and that we found out that is actually going on and happening with a ton of other people, and it's just not right. And so we decided that we were gonna make a video about it. We have a platform where we can talk about these things and in hopes that it will raise some awareness so that companies don't continue to get away with things like this, and also so that we're not supporting companies like this, because we have been with this company as long as I can remember, years and years. Even shadier is that I had said something on Twitter that like I was gonna be making a video or something, and immediately, you guys, this company gets back to me and is like, hi, can you please DM us so that we can talk privately about this?
Yeah.
And then wanted to like try to like get me to be quiet. Not happening.
No, absolutely not.
Because if I were anybody else that didn't have a platform with a lot of people that would be finding out about what they're doing, they would have not even taken the time or gone out of the way to try to like make things right. So I'm sure you're wanting to know what they did. So do you want to start the story and basically tell them what happened?
Yeah, so I'm out running errands just like I normally would. Channon was out of town at the time, actually.
Thank God.
So I'm stopped at this red stoplight, and I'm sitting there for probably about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, just waiting for the light to change and to turn green. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get rear-ended. So at first, I'm pretty shocked, and I don't, it takes me a second to like actually process like what actually happened, like what's going on, and then it kind of clicks like somebody just hit me. I just got like rear-ended or something just happened. And I look through the mirror in the back, and sure enough, there's literally a car like right smashed up against the back of my car. I start to see this guy get out of his car. He starts to walk over to my car. I'm trying to process everything. Like, am I hurt? Like, what kind of damage is done? I mean, there's just a million thoughts that are going like through your head. And then, of course, like we're still in the middle of like the street, and I'm trying to stay calm and not like get aggravated or anything like that. Don't know like what's going on. Like maybe it was an accident. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I'm trying to stay like cool and calm and not freak out on this guy. Like I don't know the scenario and stuff. I'm trying to maintain whatever, being calm. He starts to come up. I just roll the window down, and as like my thinking is I don't want to tie up the whole intersection. So I just tell the guy, I like barely look at him. I just say, let's just go through and like roll through the stop sign or the street light. Let's just pull over and just follow me there. This is kind of like what I tell them. So we pull into the parking lot. I get out of the car. I start to, get out, and he's getting out of the car, and I see that he's a very elderly man. And at this point, I don't know how old the guy is, but he's old, really old. Like
old, like shouldn't be driving old, or?
Like old probably shouldn't be driving old. And he seems a little bit confused and a little like not really with it, I should say, is like
definitely shouldn't be driving.
A nice way of trying to put it.
Yeah.
Not like, and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to explain the situation.
Right, you're just giving a description.
Yeah. We start to like talk, and I'm looking at my car and I'm looking at his car, and I was like, do you have insurance? And just like kind of the normal thing. And I don't get in a bunch of accidents. I haven't gotten in an accident in probably 15 years. And at that accident, somebody hit me. So it's not like, oh, this is just what you do and everything else. So
he wasn't very familiar on like he knows that you have to exchange information when you get in an accident and everything else, but like the police were not called. It seemed to be like a civil matter where you guys were exchanging information. Is that what happened? Or
yeah, well, And that's the whole point, is no other witnesses were there to stop. So nobody stopped and nobody got out of the car and said, hey, I saw what happened, I'll write a statement or something like that. So it's just him and I.
But there's a kicker. I'm just going to interrupt you right now because at this light, at this stoplight, there are cameras. Let's just keep that in mind. Okay, keep going.
Yes. And the gentleman got out of his car originally, so I can see that he's not in that much like pain or hurting or something where we have to leave the cars where they are, call the ambulance and everything else. So I'm like, we're not going to tie up the intersection. Let's just go over here. In my mind, real simple, cut and dry. He rear-ended me. And I didn't add this description in, but this is a key part of the story too. Where we were stopped was a downslope. So we come up to the stop sign and it's sloped.
Wasn't a stop sign, honey. It was a
stoplight. Yeah. Stoplight with a lights, green, yellow, red. It's angled like this, going downward. I was hit from behind. Let's keep that in mind. So anyway, so we start exchanging stuff, and in my mind, it's just real simple. It seems like an accident. Hit me from behind, whatever.
So as you guys are exchanging information, the man says something to you.
Yeah.
What does he say?
So at this
is where it gets good.
This is where it gets really interesting. So I was being really cool with a guy who's a really old guy, like understand, maybe something, whatever the case was. And then he starts to say to me, oh, yeah, well, you rolled into me.
Like he tried to say that Travis backed up into him at a stoplight when it's on a downslope with an automatic car.
Yeah. These are all details like maybe you guys don't care about, but when it comes to insurance and it comes to all this pieces of the puzzle, I don't have a stick shift car. I have an automatic car, which is in drive, which only goes forward, and we're on a downslope. I cannot roll uphill against gravity.
Right. And I know you guys are saying, like, get to the point of the story. Where's the juicy drama? We have to give you guys these details so that you guys understand all of this before we get to the other part so that everything makes sense. Correct. And the story is like cohesive. So all of this happens. They exchange information. The old guy tells Travis, oh, you backed it into me. And Travis gets like really pissed and he's just like, whatever, like insurance is going to deal with this. So they exchange information. By the way, can we just say that this man was how old? 89?
Yeah. So after I got his driver's license, it literally says corrective lenses on there.
So he wears glasses.
So he has to wear glasses like by DMV law or whatever. I don't know how that works, but it says literally corrective lenses on there. So if he got pulled over and he didn't have glasses, he'd probably get a ticket or something like that. That's
was he wearing glasses? Do you remember?
That's a good question.
Well, it's all on camera anyways, so.
Yeah, so that part, and the guy was 89 years old. And
confused. Like, clearly he was confused, especially like if he's saying to Travis, like, oh, you backed up into me. No, clearly you're really old and confused and probably, not to be mean, but like probably has dementia, should not be driving. And
well, yeah, and I'm not making assumptions of that part of it, but I'm just saying, and I'm all, not to say anything with like old people or anything else. We all have grandparents and stuff like that. But he's 89 years old. I know my grandparents, they had to stop driving in their early 80s because they started being a danger to themselves.
And others. Right.
So that's where...
This is where the story starts to get good.
Yeah, that's where I started to get really kind of like aggravated was, first of all, the two problems that I got really, really pissed, and I was like really getting so mad at the moment with this guy was either A, you're blatantly lying, like blatantly trying to say a lie that I rolled into or I put my car in reverse and backed into you. So either you're super lying or you're confused and you're not thinking clearly. And then that's a concern of mine too, because I have a pregnant wife, thank God she wasn't in the car. And what happens to the next person that this happens to? Right. Whether he crashes into somebody and then lies about it again, or he's kind of confused and then
is putting other people in harm's way.
Yeah, basically. And this is where I really, really wanted to like press the point with this gentleman. And then in addition, you guys will hear about with the insurance company, is that we either have somebody falsifying information, which is a huge thing. Like you talk about insurance and insurance fraud and falsifying information, or you have somebody who's a danger to themselves but other people around. Like driving is a serious matter. Okay, you know, we talk about texting and all that stuff, like whatever, texting, drinking and driving, you know, confusion, corrective lenses, all this stuff, like driving is a serious...
It should be taken seriously. Yeah. Okay, so basically now that you guys know the story of like the whole car accident and what happened and the description of the guy, so basically Travis files a claim with the man that hit him insurance company. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you're wondering what this huge company is that we're about to expose. And that is AAA, auto insurance. So we have used AAA and love AAA. We get like discounts at hotels and like we use them for like our travel agent and roadside assistance. You know, like they have many different avenues of
branches,
things. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
And we've used them for a really long time and loved them, never had any issues. Little did we know that AAA auto insurance is shady. Like, and not just shady, like they do shady things, but like super fraud, like getting away with like really, really messed up stuff. And when I say really messed up stuff, it's because Travis filed a claim and they basically said, sorry, we're not paying for your stuff. We're just gonna believe what the other guy told us, which was that you backed up into him. So it might not seem like a big deal, right? That they're saying that, but this is the thing, you guys. They never did any investigation. So and mind you, they're insuring somebody that should not be driving at all and then not paying for damages. It's like a scam, right? Like what a fraud company to do that and to let drivers like that stay on the road and possibly harm other people. Could you imagine if I was in the car and this old man hit me and we tried to file a claim because, you know, something happened to me or the baby and, you know, we couldn't afford to pay for medical? They would let me and my baby die because they don't want to pay for it, even though that's their job and what they're supposed to be doing. Like it's so shady and messed up, you guys. Honestly, I don't know how they're getting away with it. And so I looked up online because I'm like, there's no way that they can get away with doing that, Trav. Like they have to pay for the damage that was done. When I looked up online, like how to figure out this whole ordeal, like what we should do in this situation, there have been countless stories of people online, which you can go just Google and see that AAA Auto Insurance has done this to hundreds of people that they've like frauded and scammed and have not paid insurance claim, not gone out and investigated accidents, and basically doesn't pay out money.
Going with that said, I've now been in contact with the supervisor
at AAA,
and this has been going on week after week after week after week, and there's countless of emails back and forth. And basically, like Shannon said, all I'm saying is, hey, look, like, let's do an investigation for this.
Yeah, there's camera, there's evidence, there's camera evidence. All you have to do is go look at it and see that this man hit us, and then you would know. But they don't even take the time to do that because they're just like, no, we're not gonna pay for it. But like if you don't have money to pay for a lawyer, which obviously a lot of people don't, to go after AAA auto insurance, which they like just expect that you're not going to. You know, and that's what they count on so that they can get away with it, which they have with hundreds of people have gotten away with this. But if you don't go get a lawyer and then have the lawyer pull the camera evidence and all this stuff, then they're just gonna keep getting away with it, and it's ridiculous. And I think that it's so important that we make this video to let people know, because for the longest time, we thought AAA was this great company, but we had no idea that they're like really screwing over a ton of people and people that can't afford to pay to fix these things. It's the people that really need that insurance money that aren't able to get it, and people that can't afford lawyers to be able to go after huge companies like this for them to be doing what their job is.
Yeah, and I'll just say this, it doesn't matter if we have no money or that we're billionaires. This guy has lied, and now, like I said, that's I think the biggest issue is falsifying and lying, you know, like information. And all we're asking for is like, look, like do an investigation, because I said, can you let me know what his statement is? Because either way, it's fraud. Like whether I rolled into him uphill against gravity. That's an impressive one. Or I put my car in reverse and backed up into him. Either way, it's not really making sense. It's just like, oh, well, he said this. And so then that's the end of their story. That's just like, that's it. And it's like, no, that's it? No, that's not it, because there's an entire other side of the story that makes a lot more sense. And look at my driving record and history, and I don't know what his driving record and history is, but I can guarantee you he's probably been in a lot more accidents or had similar experiences like this. So
they're basically just taking this old man's money, and then if this old man is putting other people in danger or causing damages, they're not paying for it. Yeah. It's such a fraud thing. And if this is the thing, you guys, it's so messed up, because could you imagine, thankfully Travis wasn't hurt, but can you imagine if he was and we couldn't afford that? This is happening to people, and it's happening in way worse circumstances than what we had to deal with. And so I think that's what I'm most upset about, is that this company is getting away with really shitty things with other people, that it's way worse, and letting people drive on the road just because you want money. Such a money hungry company. It's just sick and sad, and I just don't want to support a company like that, and I don't want you guys to support a company like that. And I just want to make it everyone very aware of what is going on and what's happening and what this company is doing, because it's just not right.
Personally, I don't believe that we should be paying to get our car fixed when somebody else is at fault. That's not right.
That's why people have car insurance, is because if I hit someone, my insurance company is supposed to pay for the damages for that other person. Yeah. I hate that, I don't like making videos like this. I feel like our channel is a positive, fun, we want to put good energy out, but I really just feel like this video needed to be done, because it's just not right. And to have the platform and voices that we have to reach as many people as we can, I'm hoping that something changes. I hope this video raises awareness, and something gets done about this, because it's dangerous and it's messed up, and companies like this shouldn't get away with stuff like that.
It's not just that, but we have this channel and we have our vlog channel, and we try to show our lives and stuff like that. This is something that we've been dealing with and not talking about, and dealing with this for over a month now. Yeah. And this is something that kind of sits over my head and Shannon's head, and has been for weeks and weeks and weeks. And we're finally expressing it out and trying to talk about it, because we've been internally aggravated and going back and forth, and we gotta
get it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Travis. This is with AAA Insurance calling regarding your claim. We did reach out to our insured again. We did try to clarify what happened, and he is insistent that he did not pull forward into you. There is no known video, there's no witnesses, there's nothing else that we have to go on, except he is saying one thing and you are saying another. So at this point, our liability decision stands. If you do have that video, or if there's some video you think is available, please let me know. And you can certainly send that. I know you have our email here to send any information to, and we would happily review it. But we do not know of any in existence, so we cannot go that route based on what we have. Sorry, I don't have better news for you, but at this point, again, our liability determination stands.
If you guys have any advice on what you guys think, if this has happened to you, let us know down in the comments. If you have any advice on how you think that we can make changes so that this doesn't happen, or I don't know, you guys have advice for other people that have gone through something similar and you were able to get something resolved like this, let us know down in the comment section, because when I tweeted about this, they immediately got back to me and wanted to make it right or whatever. It's just not right. Basically, the only reason they got back to me was because they saw how many followers I had. And I know that that's not the case for everyone. And so let's all come together and make this something that we can all help each other out with if for some reason you've been in a situation like this, so that this doesn't continue to happen. But I feel like this is a really long video. So anyway, I hope that you guys learned something from this story time, and We love you guys and we appreciate you guys being here and supporting us. We are sending you all of our love and all of our positive energy. We hope to see you in our next video.